when basically a guy that was robbing the shop ran out from the shop, and he had a metal bar in his hand, and I was in the way, literally just in the way, and he hit me across the face, at the front of the head and down the side of the face, and that was it. Yeah, I woke up in hospital, and it was then that my wife had to tell me that I wouldn't be able to see again. And it was devastating for the family, because they didn't quite know how to do things, what to expect, and they didn't really know how to talk to me. And at that point, it wasn't obvious to me the impact of what had happened until later, when I come out of hospital, and then you go home and you find you can't pay any bills. You know, you got to try and keep the roof over your head, food on the table. When you've got young children, my kids were only just coming into teenage years really, then you know, you get the bills start coming through the door, the letters. You can't go out, you don't want to go out. You know, you're a big roughy toughy, old-fashioned soldier blokey that were brought up with values where you're the man. You know, you got to look after your family. It's your job. That's your responsibility, and your role in life is to look after them, and you can't do it. So, me personally, it was a point where I couldn't really foresee a future, because I couldn't work, I couldn't look after the family, and I couldn't even go outside, couldn't go out the door. And it took me a year to actually, with the help of Dorset Blind Association, they're the people that actually got me out of the house for the first time. But in that period of time, in that year, it came to the point where I had bailiffs knocking on the door, and they were actually going to change the locks and kick me out of the house. Simple as that. There was nothing, there was no money coming in, I didn't know where to turn. I actually ended up in the mental hospital, because I actually tried to take my own life at the time. I was down on the quay, down on Poole Quay, and think, right, that's it. I'm in, because I couldn't see any way past that. And that's pretty bad time. Starting to think about things, you know, they showed me how to, the DBA Carol came round and from Dorset Blind Association sat down with me and went through benefits and things, because I was too proud to claim anything, because I thought I had to do it on my own. That was my own responsibility. So financially, things started to come together, which meant that my family could concentrate on me really, and helping me get through my issues, and they learned along with me how to come to terms with being visually impaired, what I needed to do, how to move forward. It gave me the next step of where I wanted, and then I was at a stage where I thought that I could help other people understand the good and bad of what's going on. And I realised then that I could start talking to people about being positive, about looking forward at life. There is life. You don't have to be on your own, but it's only with support of other people that you can do that. You can't do it on your own. And like everybody says, you know, everybody needs somebody to pick them up at some point, and that's what the volunteers at DBA did for me. A lot of work went into finding out about acoustic shooting. We arranged a taster session, and as soon as I got on that rifle range, it was like going back all that time to when I first went into the services, and the buzz I used to get from being able to shoot. And it was like switching the light back on and saying, this is another thing that you can do that you thought you weren't going to be able to do. And the acoustic shooting is being back For me, it's being back with people that used to do the same thing as I did. They got the same mindset as I did, and being back in that is like being back in another family, part of a family unit again. That's how it come about. The DBA needs more funding so that they can get more volunteers, because the more volunteers they've got, the more people they can help. It's not, and there's no end to it. One volunteer might only meet one person for 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes is a lifetime for them, because it might just light the fuse, or it might mean the difference between them losing their house, or it might mean the difference they go on holiday. That's how important volunteers are. You can't get past that. Because if you miss one person in that second that they really need someone to talk to, or someone to meet, or even just a leaflet through the door, or a telephone number that they can phone, that could mean the difference between them moving on or just staying where they are. And it is a black space. You do need people. Even the voice at the other end of the phone is really important.